coming into this game, the Baltimore Ravens were slight favorites versus the Detroit Lions at -3. However, they just shocked the world. And not only does Lamar Jackson look like an absolute stud, throwing 21 of 27 for over 350 yards, but he also had 3 touchdowns and a rushing touchdown as well. Slowly, Lamar Jackson is turning into one of the MVPs once again. And I feel like at this point, he's continued to get slept on because he hasn't been the greatest passer in the world, but if you've watched him closely this season, he is slowly getting better and better. However, in this video, I want to focus on the receivers of this game. Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham Jr., Mark Andrews looked phenomenal. And quite frankly, the Lions had no answers for them. Now, coming into this season, the Ravens, not by any means, were a great pass offense. They ranked, number 24 in terms of yards per pass, number 30 in pass attempts per game, and number 24 in QB sack percentage. Obviously, this wasn't a highly, they didn't pass the ball too much coming into this game. And quite frankly, the Lions were actually known as a very good pass defense, allowing, or they were ranked number 6 in yards allowed per pass, number 12 in interception percentage, and number 7 in opposing completion percentage. However, it didn't look like that at all in this game, and Zay Flowers is the second wide receiver since 1970 to start his career with 7 50-yard games to start his, career in the NFL. This wide receiver room of the Ravens might be one of the most underrated rooms in the entirety of the NFL. Not only does Zay Flowers look like he's been in the NFL for, over a decade already, his route running is entirely crisp, as you see here. Runs a deep dig route, gets wide open over the middle, and is an absolute playmaker with the ball in his hands. This is why I kind of think Lamar Jackson, John Harbaugh, and the offense over here should try to figure out ways to get him the ball early and often, because, look, once he has the ball in his hands, he will make big-time plays in big-time moments, and that's just something you can count on. Like I said, probably the most reliable route runner on the team right now, but it doesn't stop there. Odell Beckham Jr. is starting to come alive here, starting to get acclimated here in Baltimore, and is really starting to fit into this offense. And then you have a deadly weapon like Mark Andrews, who got 2 touchdowns in this game, was absolutely amazing. Before we get any further, make sure you guys check out Underdog Fantasy. If you use my code MattyDubs, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Basically, they're going to give you free money. If you guys put in 100, they'll give you a free of $100. I mean, you kind of be stupid not to take that at this point. And they give you free squares in terms of Odell Beckham Jr. over half a yard. Easy money. Also, subscribe, hit the like button, join the family if you're new. But let's get back into the video. The Baltimore Ravens just beat the Detroit Lions. And I know that might not seem like anything crazy, but the Detroit Lions coming in this game were, a top 5 team. They're ranked, or their record was 5-1, and they weren't showing any signs of slowing down anytime soon, but the Baltimore Ravens just pumped the brakes on their entire season. Maybe the Lions aren't as good as we thought, or the Ravens are way better than we thought. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think? Do you think the Ravens are way better than we think, or do you think maybe the Lions just got caught on a blind side? Because personally, I think the Ravens are one of the most slept-on teams in the NFL right now. Yes, they don't have the greatest passing offense, but we already know they're going to run the ball at will. And when they do get their passing game going, for example, this game, when they find that rhythm, when they find that stride, they're pretty much unstoppable. And then defensively, they have a great defense. They're ranking number 1 in yards allowed per pass. They're ranking number 2 in pass yards allowed per game, number 4 in sack percentage, number 15 in interception percentage. This defense is absolutely phenomenal. And then you look at their run defense, it's just as good. Number 8 in rush attempts allowed per game, number 9 in rush yards allowed per game, number 1 in rushing touchdowns allowed per game. Their defense is so good. Their run offense is so good. Once they figure out how to pass the ball consistently, this team is going to be a contender. And I'm talking about right now. I'm not talking about in a year or two. I'm talking about this season. That's the potential that they have, especially when they have a guy like Zay Flowers, getting open 90% of the time. This man is insane at route running. He uses his body, uses agility, his elusiveness to make defenders, miss in the open field. They love to take advantage of off coverage, love to run quick slants, and that's what I think Odell and Zay Flowers really, thrive in when defenses are in off coverage. It just doesn't make sense. Why play off coverage versus the Ravens? Such good route runners. They're going to get open space. And then Lamar Jackson has looked so much better this season in terms of staying calm in the pocket, not making bad decisions under pressure. I really do think this team is way better than everyone thinks. And I think they're slowly starting to get into that conversation of, listen, they're contenders and they're here to stay. They're coming now and they'll be here at the end of the season.